An echo of madness. If you are ready, there are many injured here who need aid. Should you find anyone passed out from their wounds, I ask that you alert me to them. Otherwise, I shall be tending to whomever requires the most urgent healing. We can gather here once we've seen to these people's hurts. Hello, Worqor. You. The third promise is protector. Everything was bathed in bright red. A searing heat enveloped my entire body. I couldn't move. Hello again, Gurfurlur. Ugh. Everything burns. The touch of cloth is agony. Yeah, we'll live. Believe me, there are others more dire in need of help. Hi, Gurfurlur. My wounds are nothing serious, but this dryness in my throat is as if all moisture has left my body. I've done all I can for now. The injured you found were awake and alert then? That as well. We've left the injured as comfortable as we could. Many were suffering from burns to a greater or lesser degree. Did the fire sweep through the village? The details are unclear. Once I'd healed the giant attacked by that mountain bird, the group's leader, Worqor, I believe they called him, bade me depart. It was then that I felt an intense wave of ether and returned to find Warlord's echo in this state. I rushed over to the first giant I saw. Though delirious with pain, he repeated the same warning. Velagramonda had broken free. Thus did I contact you with all haste. Well, we're gonna need more information than that before we can deal with the situation. Yes, we should speak with the temple guard and see what's become of the Skyrune's prison. The High Luminary grants you entry and waits you within.
What happened?
So it's true. The ice has failed.
Zormor, tell them what you told me.
A short while ago, a claimant paid us a visit. Who enters this hallowed hall? Ah, a claimant.
Oh, and here we have the mighty Valigarmanda.
A terrifying vitral. With every awakening, it has seared its ruinous name into the memories of a new generation.
What a good little terror. You've stayed napping right up until the day I needed you.
Explain yourself.
It is as they say. Bakool Ja Ja caused its magic to run rampant, trapping it in a frozen prison of its own creation. Clever. Clever. To unmake it would be quite tricky. 2 spells must be cast at the exact same moment. A conflagration intense enough to melt the ice, and awakening flame to rekindle the slumbering Vitral's soul. The only ones capable of such harmonious execution would be the heads of reason and resolve. And the blessed siblings, Bakool Ja Ja.
You mustn't!
But I already have. Rise and rage, little terror.
I might have overdone the fire a bit.
Utter madness. Why have you done this?
For the throne, of course.
You unleash calamity for your own gain? Have you any idea how many may die?
Wreak havoc, Valigarmanda. Live up to your legend.
A messenger to Tuli Yolol has been dispatched. The Landsguard will send a contingent, I am sure. But there is no telling when they will arrive.
That idiot! This monstrous act is a step too far, even for him!
So, what's the plan?
If we leave the withdrawal to others, it will be a massacre. Some might call it the wiser choice, if I don't want to fall behind the competition. But I could never live with myself. And my supporters deserve a better ruler. So that's that. I will stay and fight Valigarmanda. This is an enemy so powerful that even my father failed to slay it. Alone, I don't stand a chance. I understand you've no obligation to aid me outside the right of succession. But for the sake of Worqor Ja Ja and its people, I beg you, join me in this battle.
This is the kind of challenge I live for.
Drawn to the chaos. You're as bad as Papa. Don't worry. The Sky Ruin should prove a big enough challenge for all of us.
Far be it from us to abandon a dear comrade in her time of need.
Dear comrades now, eh? I have to say, it does have a comforting ring to it. Knowing someone has your back makes it easier to do what you have to do.
And what will we do?
One committed to winning the contest above all else would race on ahead.
If you resolve to slay Valikarmanta, we'll need to find out where the beast went.
That's what we have you for, old friend.
Inform the Pelu of the danger. They may need to flee to lower ground.
So, Arabelle, any ideas on how we can track Valikarmanda? The tried and true method of comparing sightings with other signs of passage is the most reliable, but also the most time-consuming. There is a second option, not as reliable as the first, but if we're lucky, it will let us ascertain the Sky Ruin's whereabouts far more quickly. Though Tural Vidral is of extraordinary nature, Valikarmanda is still a creature of this world. Like you and me, it is thus sustained by corporeal energy and possesses a unique ethereal balance, which means this device should come in handy. A floating hand? Now's not the time to be playing with toys! This is no toy, it's an ether seeker. As the name suggests, gleaners use it to detect the ether of living beings. You've had that in your pack this whole time? I can calibrate to follow a specific ethereal aspect. The problem with Valikarmanda, however, is it can shift freely between the elements of fire, ice, or lightning. Well, now we know that in order to awaken Valikarmanda from its icy imprisonment, Bakool Ja Ja cast spells which quickened its fire aspect of ether. The residents here were uniformly afflicted by burns. Therefore, the logical conclusion is that upon breaking free, Valikarmanda unleashed a great fiery blast. And the choice is plain: fire. The Seeker, however, is not without its faults, as we were not able to input our quarry's unique ethereal signature in advance. The device will respond to any living source of fire aspect of ether. So we have the reliable yet slow method of information gathering versus potentially swift but easily misled gleaner tool. I say, why not pursue both methods at the same time? Good idea. We'll have the first to fall back on if the second fails. You have trouble with me then, Arya, in case the secret leads me to some other fiery fiend. The rest of us could stay behind and talk to eyewitnesses. The more Sky Ruin sightings we can compare, the more accurate our information will be. If no one has any objections, I shall remain here in the village and tend to the Yakui. Very few are seriously injured, but I am wary of wounds inflicted by a creature like Valikarmanda. I should like to be close at hand should their condition suddenly worsen. Right, it sounds like we all have work to do. We should be on our way as well. pointing the way. We'll head to the outskirts of the village first and set the seeker to detect fire aspected ether. Right, the seeker is ready to go. Warlord's echo is still suffused with the sky runes of sigil ether, so I've excluded it from the search area to prevent it from swamping us. Let's begin tracking, shall we? Once you choose the part, Erenville will accompany you. The Ether Seeker will then begin leading you onwards. Follow the Ether Seeker to its destination without falling behind. If you leave Erenville for any reason or lose sight of the Ether Seeker, you may try again by returning to the starting point. So this is a escort and a follow at the same time. Affirmative. Tracking nearest source of fire aspected ether. Alright. Yeah, they're like, hey, we heard you like escort quests. We also heard you like following quests. What if we did both at the same time? Oh, well. This is fire. This is not useful. Source of fire aspect of ether located. Tracking disengaged. Not quite the legendary creature we were after. Would you mind dealing with that fire spray? It will continue to confuse the seeker if we leave it be. Yeah, let me punch things! I get to punch things! Let's go! Punchy, punchy, punch. Hello, fire sprite. How's your day going? Anyone come to punch you in the, face today? Do you even have a face? Did I have buffed? Probably. I'm thinking I should have buffed. Got my chocobo out. Alright. Necessary measure, I'm afraid. Let's try this again. Affirmative. Tracking nearest source of fire aspected ether. Alright. Take two! This time with more oomph and less fire sprays. Right? Right? Yeah. Up we go. Oh look, fire. I can walk in a straight line. I can't. Because it's follow quest, have me friendly. Source of fire, aspected ether, located, tracking, disengaged. Surprising enough, but again, not what we were looking for. If you would be so kind. I just stare at like, really? Making me do this? Okay. Look at me buffing this time. Like a good mom would do. And not getting hit by bloodsuckers. Like a good mom would do. Oh. That's kind of funny. I had a hunt mark thingy for that. So I just got a bunch of extra experience. My thanks. I'd ask it if it gave you any trouble, but considering who I'm talking to. Seeker, resume tracking, and do try to point out something useful this time. Affirmative. Resuming tracking. Looks like it takes us back to the path and around the bloodsucker. Still gonna, wide berth it. Anyways, back to not straight path so that I don't go ahead of the Ether Seeker. Oh, great. There's a bunch of fire up here. Bunch of fire. Source of fire aspected ether located, tracking, disengaged. Another remnant of Olorgamonda's last rampage. The crater's flames registered to the Seeker as corporeal ether. In the words of the Tuliol saga, when Olorgamonda rages out of control, its fire burns forever, its ice does not thaw, and its lightning crackles without cease. Thus was the Dawn Servant able to turn the sky rune's perpetual magic against itself, trapping it within an unmelting prison of ice. This is no mundane fire, but some kind of everlasting sorcery. Once again, is a strange feeling to see fanciful poetry proven true. The important thing is that the fire was classified as living ether. We can feed a sample into the Seeker and greatly improve its accuracy. One moment. We've already found one of these. Why couldn't we just use that? Why do we have to do all this nonsense? There, now the Seeker should ignore any etheric signature but Olorgamonda's. Had I realized this was possible from the start, then you needn't have fought those creatures at all. My apologies, it seems I still have much to learn about them from this journey, as a gleaner, and as a guide. The Sky Ruin. This time the Seeker should be attracted solely to Olorgamonda's ether. Resume tracking based on the latest sample. Affirmative. Resuming. Tracking. Sample. Ethereal signature detected. Engaging accelerated pursuit mode. Good. The Seeker was drawn directly to the Sky Ruin's fire. Now we know we've got to set the correct parameters for its ethereal aspect. I'll try increasing the threshold for ethereal concentration. That should direct us to the Hedral itself. Recalibrating sensors. Resuming tracking. I think we noticed if Olorgamonda was inside this passage. Let's head through to the other side.
The trail ends here, it seems. Could Olorgamonda have shifted its elemental aspect? It does have 3 to choose from, after all. In any case, I'm almost certain the Referral was headed in the direction of Worqor Zormor. We should let the others know we have a likely location.
Alphino is assisting the Yokhoi with their evacuation. He thought they could use a healing hand with the injured.
So where is Olorgamonda?
Worqor Zormor. Its stratified layers contain a wealth of crystals, said to be the source of its many-colored glow. After 80 years of imprisonment, the Referral will be in dire need of sustenance. It would have been drawn to the mountain's energies.
So Olorgamonda seeks to replenish its ether.
Then we'd better not give it the chance.
Stop! That mountain is sacred ground. I forbid you to set foot on it.
Sorry, It is not our intention to trespass. But you must understand, that's where Valigarmanda has gone. If we don't slay it now, it will slaughter countless innocents. Just like in the old days, I beg you, permit us to enter.
Out of the question. Your band is incapable of defeating Valigarmanda. Either you seek to defile Worqor door, or you are fools.
If you doubt their chances, how would you feel were we to join them? The monument to Valigarmanda's defeat bears the names of 7 heroes. With our forces combined, we also number 7.
Seven weaklings are no less doomed than 4.
Zoralcha, you've come to help as well.
Against my sound advice. While the rest of you were tussling with this sky ruin, we might have secured an insurmountable lead. A minor delay. It will not change the contest's outcome. I would take the measure of this Tural withdrawal my father was unable to kill.
With both my brothers here, this battle is all but won.
Your celebration is premature. I never said I would let you pass.
Brother, no! We do not bear arms against our own people!
What an odd thing to say. As I recall, the inhabitants of Worqor Sultan do not consider themselves members of the Tuliyollal nation. I'd hardly call them our own people.
What does that matter? Members or not, everyone in Tural is part of our dream for peace. If you would hurt them, then you'll have to go through me.
She saved me from the mountain bird. Now, then, the same eyes. Eyes of stone. Words of stone.
We are still in her debt. This is true. Consider the debt repaid. But do not misunderstand. We do not submit to Tuliyollan rule.
Aye, you've made your point. We can talk more once the contest is over.
I ask your name.
Wuklamat, protector of peace, and soon-to-be Dawn servant.
Even people with wildly different ideals can find understanding through earnest discussion. I believe that, wholeheartedly.
As do I. I won't give up until we reach a compromise.
Assuming you survive. My old bones and I will be waiting here for the true heir's return.
Your thoughts have always been a mystery to me, brother. But I'm relieved to see you put aside the contest for the sake of the greater good.
Our nation is a fortress, and its people the bricks with which it is built. The more that are lost or broken, the weaker Tuliyollal becomes. Even the crudest rock has value as a stepping stone.
Come on, you two. Forget about the right of succession for now, and help me fight this overgrown snake bird. I don't care how strong the Sky Ruin may be. We're going to put this menace down for good.
Worqor is now accessible. During this quest, and when using the duty support system, you have the opportunity to undertake this trial with a party of NPC companions. Some of these allies' roles will differ from those you are normally able to select.